In a world teetering between ecological collapse and scientific wonder, one man stood at the crossroads, E.O. Wilson. Born in Alabama and destined to reshape how we understand life itself. From the microscopic society's advance to the vast biodiversity in the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, Wilson's legacy is a masterclass in curiosity, conservation, and connection. This is the story of a Southern naturalist who became a global visionary and why his work still matters today. I'm your host, Stu Donald. Let's head to the Delta. Before he was the world's most famous ant whisperer, before the Pulitzers, before the presidential medals, E.O. Wilson was just a boy with one good eye and a whole lot of wonder. Wandering through the swamps of South Alabama like Huck Finn with a microscope. Born in Birmingham in 1929, Wilson spent his formative years exploring the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, a place so biodiverse, so wild it makes the Rockies look like a starter pack. We're talking cypress knees, carnivorous plants, and enough mosquito drama to warrant its own reality show. To Wilson, the Delta wasn't just a backyard, it was Eden with humidity. He called it America's Amazon, and he meant it. E.O. Wilson revolutionized the study of ants, becoming the world's leading authority on the species through decades of groundbreaking research. He discovered how ants communicate using pheromones, mapped their complex social structures, and conducted exhaustive taxonomic analysis, including a landmark study of the genus Lasius in 1955. His work laid the foundation for sociobiology, exploring how genetic and evolutionary forces shape social behavior in animals, including humans. Wilson's insights into colonies helped redefine our understanding of cooperation, hierarchy, and ecological balance. This tangled tapestry of bayous and bottomlands sparked his lifelong obsession with life's complexity. Forget Petra, forget Machu Picchu, the Mobile-Tensaw Delta was his cathedral. And while the world came to know him for ants, genes, and sociobiology, Wilson never stopped singing the gospel of the Delta. In fact, he spent his latter years trying to save it. If the Mobile-Tensaw Delta were biologically damaged, the consequences for Mobile and its surrounding region would be severe, to say the least. This delta acts as a natural shield against hurricanes, a filtration system for drinking water, and a cradle of biodiversity, home of hundreds of rare species. Its degradation would mean increased flooding, contaminated water supplies, and the collapse of vital ecosystems that support the $400 million seafood industry and the $7.5 billion outdoor recreation and ecotourism industry. The seafood industry, ecotourism, and even the Port of Mobile, which has a $22 billion economic impact, would all suffer financially, while public health risks like mosquito-borne illnesses and polluted runoff would rise sharply. This isn't about hugging trees, it's about preserving our way of life. Do you like shrimp po' boys? If we damage this delta, you could kiss those succulent Gulf shrimp goodbye. Wilson warned us, this place is fragile. It's under threat from development, pollution, and the kind of short-sightedness that thinks a strip mall is more important than a swamp full of rare orchids and alligator gar. So what did he do? He got loud, in the most genteel, southern academic way possible. He wrote essays, gave interviews, and partnered with local conservation groups. He championed the idea of Half-Earth Project, setting aside half the planet for nature. And yes, he meant places like the Delta, because if you lose the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, you don't just lose a swamp, you lose a symphony of evolution. He also inspired the creation of the E.O. Wilson Biodiversity Foundation, which supports research and education aimed at preserving hotspots like the Delta. He wanted kids in Mobile to know that their backyard was a global treasure, not just a place to lose flip-flops or catch catfish. And let's be honest, he made being a naturalist cool. He made it poetic. He made it urgent. He reminded us that the South isn't just about football and fried chicken. It's about fireflies, pitcher plants, and the quiet miracle of a heron lifting off at dawn. I've said it before, progress and conservation can coexist. All it takes is a little bit of effort. Now, Wilson passed away in 2021, but the Delta still hums with his spirit. Every rustle in the reeds, every ripple in the water, it's a reminder that wildness is worth fighting for. So next time you drive past the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, don't just glance at it like it's a swampy wallpaper. Roll down your window, breathe it in, and maybe whisper a thank you to the man who saw paradise in the mud. E.O. Wilson didn't just study nature, he loved it. And he taught us that saving a place like the Delta isn't just science, it's soul work. Recently, Wilson's historic tome, Naturalist, was given the graphic novel treatment, adapted by Jim Ottaviani and illustrated by C.M. Butzer with dynamic, full-color illustrations in Wilson's own prose. In January 2021, the Downtown Mobile Alliance, in partnership with the Mobile Arts Council, brought Dr. Wilson to life in a massive 60-foot mural. Local artist Andy Scott's work features Wilson's beloved ants and his classic quote, "There's no better high than discovery." When asked about the mural's purpose, Elizabeth P. Stevens of the Downtown Mobile Alliance replied, "Half the people who walk by the mural proudly smile at the fact that Mobile's native son is the world's most gifted naturalist." She paused. I hope the other half get curious enough to ask who he is.
Click like, click subscribe, and then click me behind my ears a bunch of times, just until my legs start shaking.